Japan Post. Right from Japan. I've been waiting for this thing for a long time. Do you want to know what's inside?
Yo, Caslow!
And we finally have our beefy than stock Cusco Anti-roll bars. The front and the rear. Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. As you figure out, we are going to be installing the anti-roll bars on this car. So this is the Cusco, wherever you want to pronounce it, anti-roll bar front one. The rear one is already on the car. I took it for a test drive and I don't think I felt any difference, to be honest. It's thicker and probably stiffer, but it's still very thin. So let's get this one on and compare the body roll, because the body roll is, well, there are things that I don't like about this car, and especially jumping from an RX-8. The handling is just boring and not informative, and the body roll is like killing all the vibe of this car. So I hope that with the anti-roll bars, and probably I'm gonna go with the stiffer springs on my coilovers after that, because I think I went with the standard recommended springs for my HSD's dual tach, and they're fine for daily driving, totally fine. Even on the stiffest setting, it's cool. But for my personal preference, I think it's too soft, and yeah, I'm gonna upgrade it. So as I said, today we're gonna be installing this, and from the rear I already kind of like encountered first issue, and well, on the front as well. It's a 20-year-old car, so everything is seized and rusted. On the back I had to cut one of the bolts on the anti-roll, well, on the drop link, and on the front everything is spinning. So when I'm trying to undo the nuts from the drop links, they just like keep spinning. So I'm just gonna take my trusty angle grinder and cut them off. I already got a set of new ones, so I hope everything should go smoothly with an angle grinder. So this is the nut that I'm struggling with right now. I'm sure the exact same situation is waiting for me on the other side, but sorry for knocking the camera, but basically every time it just like spinning freely, and yeah, basically nothing happening. I'm not sure about the bottom one, but I guess it's gonna be pretty much the same. Everything is crusty. I'm just gonna grab an angle grinder and cut it off. Oh, that was quick. To be honest, I don't need to remove this, but yeah, that's fine. Let's go to the other one. wanted to give it a benefit of a doubt. The thing is, I don't have enough room for my impact gun. I might just try this little trick. Well, the bottom one is spinning too, so it's the angle grinder time. One side is done. Let's go to the other one. And it's out. Well, an angle grinder is a solution for every single problem on a car. And you can see how thick the Cusco or Casco, whatever, is compared to the stock one. Like, it's much beefier. I'm gonna reuse the stock bushings simply because I forgot the other like polyurethane ones, but yeah, I think I'm gonna replace it a bit later once I will be doing the poly bushing at some point anyways, like front rear, so I'm gonna order the whole kit. But yeah, overall you can see like this and this. I hope that actually it will fit in. Yeah, so the rest is quite easy. It's been like, once you've done with the drop links, it's just a matter of undoing the bushings. They're like 12mm bolts, and yeah, it will come right off, unless you've got the factory end trays that you would need to remove first. I mean, obvious things. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna put it back. Well, put it back on. No, I'm not putting this one on. I'm just gonna put the new one on and have a break, have my dinner, and probably we'll go for a test drive. And I'll let you know how it feels. Whew, guys, it's still really hot in here, so yeah, it took me a while to put it on. Fought a little bit with the drop links. They're quite iffy. You need to basically undo the, well, I guess my mistake was I put the anti-roll bar and bolted it down to, with the bushings, and I left some slack, so it wasn't like bolted up all the way, but it's really hard to put the drop links when the anti-roll bar is mounted, so I had to undo it again, put the drop links in, then bolt it back on the chassis. So well, I wouldn't call it a mistake. It's the first time I was doing this kind of thing on this car, so every time you learn something new. Another thing that I want to mention is that the stock bolts that hold the bushings, they're a little bit short. I think you can still reuse them, but you'll believe me, if you have a longer bolt, use longer bolts, because the anti-roll bar, I think it's like at least 3 or 4mm thicker. Yeah, not 4, maybe 3. So the stock bushings, they don't close all the way down, so the bracket that holds is just like, anyways, if you're gonna do this job, you'll understand what I'm talking about right now. But overall it's looking quite nice. The shit box is getting more nice parts every day. The next one, I guess, is gonna be me finally doing the return line, the fuel return line, which is I'm not gonna push more power. I just want to make sure that everything is reliable. The next is gonna be oil cooler and probably thicker radiator. I don't know. It's kind of like all on my list of things that I need to do. But before I address this, I was planning to explain how I fixed the misfire. So probably I'm gonna dedicate the next video, or I don't know which one will come out first. Maybe the one about the misfire. But basically, I just want to go through all the stuff that I read on different forums, threads, Facebook groups and stuff, and all the different reasons for misfire and how I fixed mine. It might help you, might not, but at least it can point you in the right direction, and hopefully you'll save time. Believe me, I spent quite a few evenings just going through a lot of stuff, and most of it is useless, like, oh, change the spark plugs, change the coil packs. Yes, it's very obvious, and probably it's a coil pack or something, but in my case wasn't that simple. So as I said, now I am gonna clean it all up. Have my dinner. I still didn't have it. Well, yeah, probably take it for a road. Well, I need a clean. I'm dirty as hell, so yeah, I'll try to give you a first impression. I don't think I will be able to film the roll, but yeah, I'll share my impressions either in this one or in the next video. So I'm not saying goodbye, but see you in a second. Okay, my dudes, so the anti-roll bars, it's probably the best upgrade for the car. Literally, I took it around the neighborhood, like 10-minute drive, and it's night and day. Still not an RX-8 for obvious reasons, but the car is way more composed. Yeah, I'm just really look forward to getting it on a track, and just, I mean, on a drift day. It's been a while since my first drift day, which was in December last year, so it's only been like 6 months. But I think I'm happy with the car. I might even stay on the springs that I'm currently on, because with the anti-roll bar, with the front one, I'm not sure if you need both, but start with the front, and then you can play around and just budget in for the rear. But yeah, I'm happy, and yeah, that's the best upgrade so far on this car. Like, even coilovers. I mean, the car came on max speeding rods. Anything is better than max speeding rods. I'm sorry if people who like those. I mean, I'm not saying everything is bad, but the coilovers, from my personal experience, they are just horrible. Yeah, I guess that's it for this video. There's one little thing that I'm a little bit concerned. The car is still rubbing something, and I don't know what it is. It's like it keeps cutting the rubber, which is really annoying, and I couldn't find where it was rubbing. I sprayed everything with paint, and everything is still kind of like covered with paint, and yeah, it feels like something really sharp, and it's only like here. I don't know, really, I don't know. The other side is, I think this is the old marks. I need to double check it, but yeah, small little things are still there. As I said, probably the next step is going to be fuel return line, just to make it safe-ish, so we can run 8 PSI without worrying too much for the engine. And yeah, other upgrades, I guess the next big one probably somewhere in December. I will try to move the car to Speedo. I always want to try something like tuning wise and standalone ECUs. So yeah, that's probably the plan. Well, quite a bit far away from now, but you know, time flies. So That's the idea. Anyways, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.